started. I know we have a lot more people. Welcome to our Monday night meetup. I know we're going to have some more people sneaking in here in the first couple minutes, but I really like to stay on time, especially in the evenings for those of us that have families and other things to do. So this is our Monday night meetup. And tonight we have one of my favorite PLEXUS sisters. I don't know if you guys know it. Her and I kind of grew up together in PLEXUS. I feel like we're part of the same graduating class. We were babies, I think, when we started. In fact, I can remember one of the first testimonies I ever saw was when Diamond Jill Renfro actually hit senior gold. There was a picture of you. I think you were at school, and I just really connected with your story. And so we have grown up together. So I am very excited for our guest, Diamond Jill Renfro. And I'm just going to turn it over to you, girlfriend, because you always bring it.
Thanks, y'all. I'm excited to be here. I am. I was a third grade teacher, like Amy said, and my business was built in the halls of a school, an elementary school, truly. Teachers, if you know a teacher, they desperately need what we have. They need the energy, they need the community, they need the gut health, they need the controlled cravings, they need the income. They truly do. If you know a teacher and you have not reached out to them in a way to say, I have something for you, I'm going to tell you right now, you are totally doing them a disservice. Teachers are desperate for this opportunity and they are desperate for these products. So if you know a teacher, you better get off this call within the next 24 hours and be like, ooh, I got something I got to share with you. So like I said, my business was built in the halls of an elementary school. I loved teaching. I loved everything about teaching, the actual trade. I hated everything that came extra with it, the state standards, communication to parents. Truly, I hated that part. All of the to-dos. If I could just sit and teach children all day long with none of the other stuff, I'd probably still be in the classroom today. I love teaching, but I hated how I was capped on my income, and I hated how I felt like I was in a fishbowl of everything that I did and how that I did it. And so when PLEXUS was introduced to me, I was not open to it for the business because I used things like fear, right? Saying, I'm not good enough at that. I could never do that. That is not something for me. I don't have the skill set for that. What even is that? And I had a negative idea of what network marketing was, because of we all do, right? So we don't know what we don't know until we jump into something and decide something for ourselves. And honestly, I related a lot to like people who do the reviews on Yelp or whatever. I am not a reviewer. Great thing for people that do that. That's fantastic. I do not. But like if we were to go to a review of a restaurant, a shop, a barber or whatever, we're going to find a negative review. We are. And oftentimes we let those reviews or the opinions of someone else decide for us. And I did that quickly, even with network marketing of like, oh, those things don't work. Oh, I knew a girl. Oh, I thought, right? Fill in the blank. So I never even looked at that when I started the products, but the products spoke for themselves. And I naturally shared because that's just what I do. I just share things that I love. If it's a restaurant, if it's a nail salon, if it's buy one, get one, I share things. And that's what I did. And I quickly earned $50. $50. And you would have thought that that was the end all be all. I had arrived. I had arrived. I made it. I was it. I was a winner in network marketing. Like, come on down. Like, that was me. And that $50 was so powerful to me because it opened my eyes of what if and what could be. And if I could earn $50, not even knowing what I was doing, what could happen if I actually tried? If I actually put pen to paper, if I actually put my mind and heart to a mission and said, you know what if I became a student of this? What if I tried? What if I actually opened that opportunity and said, you can do hard things because I can, right? And every single one of us within our life have done something pretty difficult. If you've graduated high school, if you've gotten a GED, if you've gone to college, you've gotten masters, you've had children, you've gone through marriage, divorce, whatever. We've done things that are hard, right? But we often just count ourselves out and say, I could never. No, we all could. It's if we choose to do that behavior. And so I actually shared this with a girl, a potential of mine. She hasn't even joined yet. this weekend. We had a sip and see, a Galentine's thing. And I shared this with her about how I felt so convicted when I said yes to Plexus as in the business, because I knew if I do this, I'm going to do this. Like, I'm not half in, half out. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I didn't put a time cap on that for myself. I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I had shared that with her this past weekend. And so oftentimes we do that. We put a time cap on something and say, if then, if that, or I don't know. But I challenge you to look past that. Look past that. And I want to share that snippet when I get done, kind of sharing my story with that. All that to say, I fell in love with being a student of Plexus, of what this could be, and just said, okay, and I'm going. And like Amy said, elementary school teacher, we kind of grew up within Plexus together, and her and I were kind of going within the ranks. And truly, I just ran with vision. I had such hunger for this because of my income, because of how we were living our life. My husband was constantly traveling, because we had more money going out the back door than the front door. And I knew that this could be something because I believed in myself. And that is the biggest thing, truly. 80% mindset, 20% skill set. And we're often waiting for times of, if I become a better poster, if I become more knowledgeable in the products, if I become a better conversation, we're working on honing in on that skill set. When really, guys, that's a quick, easy fix. That's called Help Center. That's called Ask Amy. That's called, we can find a resource for that. But what's holding us back is the 80% of our mindset saying, I can't, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, that was scary, they doubted me, I don't think, right? And so if we can truly take captive of those thoughts, we can go all of the way with this, as far as you want it to be, whatever your purpose and passion and mission is for what this is available, for everyone. But not everyone will run with it, because they'll let every single fear hold them back. They'll let every single doubt and every single no stop them. And that's the saddest thing ever. And I see that every single day within my team, within others' teams, of the doubts and the fears is what's stopping them. It's not the resources, it's not the products, it's not the compensation plan, it's their own thoughts that's taking them down. So a tip that I want to share with y'all tonight before I pass it back over to Amy is take hold of your mindset. And it is a muscle that you have to train exactly like you were going to hit the freaking gym. Okay. If you were going to go to a bodybuilding competition, if you are a rower, a cyclist, a swimmer, whatever that goal is for you, if it's someone who's getting in the habit of walking every day, like Amy does in the morning, getting up and going, it is a muscle that we have to exercise. It's a muscle that we have to become so routine with. All of our habits, all of our emotions throughout the day. This last weekend was Gold School, and if any of y'all were there, but I was one of the trainers at Gold School, and I talked really big about this. Everything that we do is automatic behavior. The way you get up in the morning, your morning routine, the way you go to bed, your morning, the way you wash the dishes, the way you change the sheets, it's out of habit behavior because you've done it over and over and over and over again. And the things in our life that are difficult are the things that we have not formed a habit yet. Those are the things that are difficult, right? So right now, if becoming this student of Plexus is difficult, it's because it hasn't been a routine yet for you. If it's believing in yourself, it's because it hasn't been that audible routine for you, that automatic routine for you. If it is difficult to get plugged into training, if it is difficult for you to be around like-minded people, if it's difficult for you to talk to people, if it's difficult for you to immerse yourself and be a part of events, if it's difficult for you to fill in the blank with your business, it's because you have not made that a non-negotiable routine in your life, like you have with a lot of other things. So I want you to think of the priorities in your life. For me, priorities for me is my family. Number one, right? Priority for me is putting my kiddo to bed. Priority for me is going to church on Sundays. That's a priority. Priority for me is family dinner time at the table. A priority for me is changing my sheets every Sunday. Right? There's some priorities in my life that have to happen. Priority for me is making my bed every day. Priority for me is not going to bed with dishes in the sink. Not saying we just all have different priorities. So I want you to think about the priorities in your life. Priorities for me is getting fresh air. Priorities, taking my Plexus products. Priorities, walking, moving my body, right? Priority, fill in the blank for you. So all of these things that are priorities for us, we make time for them. It's a non-negotiable. Why would we not? So if your business is a priority for you and you're saying, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to grow this business, I am out to go gold, I'm going to grow gold leaders, because that's the mission we should be after, is to grow gold leader legs within our organization, right? I want to challenge you that if you have not had a gold level 1 leader in a hot minute, I'm going to get up in your face and say, go do the damn thing. That's what's holding you back. Level 1 gold leader legs. That's what's producing growth. And you've got to get to gold school. I don't care if you're a gold or if you're sapphire and beyond. Gold school training is gold school. It's amazing. It's gold. You've got to get there. I could talk about that for forever and a day, but do those things until they become this routine in your life that is a priority, that it's a non-negotiable. You do it regardless. But in the beginning, it's uncomfortable and it doesn't feel real cozy and you don't feel real good at it and you kind of suck a little bit. It's okay to suck a little bit until you become a little bit better. And then you pivot and then you go, all right, mastered that. Oh, suck a little bit here. Let me pivot and let me grow a little bit there. Oh, I kind of feel real good at that. All right, sounds good. Let me grow over here, right? It's what we're doing. We're adding tools to our tool belt daily, just like you would with your health journey, just like you would with anything else. So that's what I want to challenge you to do, and to go build gold leader legs. Gold. And if you're not gold yourself, that's your first goal, is to go gold. And if you are gold yourself, go help someone else reach the rank of gold. Get there. That's how you'll duplicate faster.
Thank you, Jill. I cannot wait to go to Gold School. I have my invitation. My level 1 is on the West Coast, and we weren't able to go to this past one because of some family issues, but I am really excited to go to the next one. I think it's going to be in Austin. Real quick, Jill, I'm going to ask you one question, because a lot of people tell me often, especially when they've been doing this business a while, and I know my business and your business, it's not a constant incline, right? It's up and down,
No.
down.
Ooh, no. It's like the stock market's over here.
Oh yeah. Well, I hear people all the time say, I'm doing the things, I'm posting, I'm messaging people, I'm following up, I'm on the team calls, but nothing's happening. And I know, and you know, it's personal development, but tell me how important you think personal development is. And when you think you don't have time to read the books and get on the podcasts, how do you make that fit?
First off, if someone is saying personal development is not something that is a priority in their business, then this is not the season for them to grow a business. They have such boundaries over their thoughts. It's like they're in the little bumper lane, right? And that's the first thing that I hone in with anybody is when I'm doing this, I always go reverse. Tell me the last time. One of the first things I ask my team is, tell me the last time you even plugged into a PLEXUS training, Monday Motivation or Leaders in Action. I had a girl tell me last week, she said, what is Leaders in Action? I said, okay, there's our issue. Okay. Thank you for that. And then I know y'all host weekly things. I host weekly things. We got all the things, right? I said, when's the last time your plug has been plugged into the outlet? What does that look like for you? Because just like we charge our phone, just like we charge our watch, just like we charge anything, we have got to charge our mindset and our thoughts. And we never are going to arrive at the destination. I don't care if you're a triple star diamond. I don't care what that looks like. If you feel like you've arrived, you should be nervous because you've put a lid on your thoughts of growth, and we should constantly be growing towards that. So it's an absolute non-negotiable. There's some great things that you can incorporate into your day that does not look like you sitting in a desk with a book and a highlighter. I love podcasts. I love things that I can listen to on Audible. My team is doing a book study right now. We have it every Thursday night. And how most of us are reading the book is through Audible, while we're driving, while we're folding towels, while we're cooking, while we're on a treadmill, while we're multitasking, because we are going to fill our thoughts with things that are going to help us grow truly. Right? Turn off the TV, turn on something that's going to grow you. If you're already doing one task, you might as well listen to something that's going to grow you. So it's an absolute non-negotiable, number one. And every single time that I find myself in this like stuck rut where I'm like, what is going on? Right? Oh, they're annoying me. Why are they not? This and that. I'm feeling very like deflated as a business owner. I have to stop and point the finger and go, okay, what are you doing to grow yourself? right? What are you doing? And I have to remind myself of that. When's the last time you've done this? When's the last time okay, it's been a minute since you've started a new book. Okay, we need to make a turn here. Your thoughts are really keeping you captive here. And I want you to ask yourself, when I was growing massively, Jill, what were you doing? What were you doing? And I guarantee you, one of the first things in those lists was like, I was plugged in, I was listening, I was there, I was learning from people who've done it before me. I valued those mentors. I took what they said, I ran with it, right? We've got to stay plugged into the source. And half of the bit of, of the non-negotiable professional personal growth is the excitement and the vision that it creates, is community. And that's why we talk about that so very much, is community. And I will say, if this was my team call, when I start mine, I'm kind of a mean upline sometimes. It's like I'm the mean mom when it comes to sleep, but I'm like, turn your camera on. Did you show up? Where's your etiquette? Turn your camera on. Because half the power is plugging in with community and locking eyes. And I tell my team, unless you're naked in the bathtub, I don't want to see your camera on. Okay. And if you're in the bathtub, girl, enjoy yourself if that's the only time you get. But if you're on, turn your camera on, get plugged in, lock in with these people, with this team, with this community, because that's half of it, is saying, I have a seat at this table and I feel empowered by that. And I'm making this a priority. So I challenge you to do that with any of the growth, professional development growth that you are doing. Plug into it, lock eyes with it, touch it, hear it, listen to it, grab hold of it, and be a part of it. Don't just be a fly on the wall. Have a seat at the table, because you are welcome here.
Thank you, girlfriend. I know you have got a family at home, so I'm going to let you get off here. I appreciate you so much. And I know if anybody has specific questions, I can always email or message Jill later. So thank you, friend. Make sure to give Dakota a hug from Steve and I, and give that baby some kisses and hugs from us. You don't follow her already. She does have the cutest little boy on the planet. And I'm not just saying that because she's on here. All right. Bye, friend. Thank you very much. So if you're still with us, we hop over and we do a 10-minute quick business training, and then we do a 10-minute product training. And tonight we're going to talk about taxes, because it is tax season, whether we like it or not. I have this meme that pops up every year and it says, I'm so happy I learned about parallelograms during parallelogram season, which is so true. So let's talk taxes. As a network marketer here with PLEXUS, I'm going to give you some tips. Let me share my screen. Go ahead and present. And if you do have any questions for Jill, you can message me and I will get those to her. I'll tell you, she's right though, in terms of working your business muscles, because I could not get into podcasts for personal development. So I had to work that muscle and add them in during my walks and my time in the car. And they made such a huge difference. Okay, so here are tax tips. So we're all feeling tax season right now. And regardless of where you're at in your business, whether you're brand new sharing or you're a diamond, you can have things that you write off for your PLEXUS business. So should you consult a CPA? Absolutely. Even if you do your own taxes, I recommend that everyone consult with a CPA, because a lot of these tips I'm going to give you on this next slide, some of them are dependent upon your personal tax situation. Okay. And so some things are left open to a little bit of interpretation based on your, other incomes, your other taxes. So definitely check with a CPA. Okay. One thing that I want everyone to know is that you can claim expenses without having a business bank account. Okay. So if you are putting PLEXUS business expenses on your personal credit card, you can still claim those. You do not have to have a separate business bank account. Now, as you grow in this business and your business gets bigger and your paycheck gets bigger, it is a little easier to have separate a business credit card and a separate checking account, because then you don't have to go through and separate all of your business expenses when it comes to tax time. That's what I have. I have a business credit card and a business checking account. So anytime I have business related expenses, they go to those automatically. And then at tax time, it's really easy. The other thing I invested in last year, and again, this is once you really grow a bigger business, I invested in a bookkeeper, because I was scrambling at the end of the year to do 12 months worth of deductions. And so I have a bookkeeper who actually keeps all of my stuff in QuickBooks monthly. So that has been a huge lifesaver. Okay. One of the big questions I get is, do I have to keep receipts? If I don't have a receipt, can I still claim it? And the answer is yes. You do not need receipts to claim any business expense. However, you absolutely need receipts if you were to get audited. But for small business owners, if you were to get audited and you still don't have those receipts, they allow you to prove that business expense in other ways, such as a credit card receipt or a bank statement. So when you don't have to worry about keeping a huge, wallet or billfold full of receipts. And then another big question I get pretty regularly is, can I write off my monthly PLEXUS orders? And my accountant, I've had about 4 or 5 accountants over my PLEXUS time, right? It's just trying to find somebody that you connect with well. And all 5 of them have told me absolutely not. My monthly orders are my own personal use. Now, you may talk to someone else's account and they would tell them, absolutely, you can count it. So again, I want to make sure that you are consulting with a CPA when it comes to these specific deductions. But let me give you an example of all the things you can claim for taxes with your PLEXUS business, okay? So advertising and promotion, you can claim business cards. If you buy postcards, newsletters, t-shirts, cups, mugs, anything with the PLEXUS logo on it is considered advertising and promotion, and you can claim those. Now, for a lot of this stuff, depending upon your current tax bracket, then you're going to be capped at a certain amount, okay? And yes, I claim my samples as well. So while I don't claim my personal orders, when I order, a couple bags of Slim for samples, I do count that, Caitlin. Now, because I have a bookkeeper now, an accountant, I give them all of my expenses and then they claim what I'm allowed to claim. So all of these are going to have a certain cap where you may or may not be able to claim 100%, right? So gifts, for instance, when you gift people something, so like when I do VIP membership reimbursements or when I do prize giveaways on the team page, a lot of those, if they're considered gifts, they cap those at $25 a person for gifts. So some of these are not necessarily a 100%, which again is why you want to check with your CPA. So travel. Anytime you travel for PLEXUS, whether you're traveling to convention or you're just traveling across town to meet a customer or potential for PLEXUS, you can count your mileage in your car. And a real fun thing, when we were in the RV, you guys know we took that RV trip, we were able to claim 80% of that entire year in the RV because of all of the things on this list. And the mileage reimbursement was one of them. We just had to show that moving from one city to the next, we met a PLEXUS person in both cities, right? Which we did along the way. Meals and entertainment. So if you meet a potential or a current customer for lunch, if you decide you want to go to Topgolf and have a team party or do something for your business builders or do customer appreciation, you can write that off. Professional development, you can write off. A lot of times, if you can, justify it, you can claim your Audible subscription for your professional development books or certain books you buy or conferences. I just registered tonight for Align 2024 and I will be claiming that in my taxes. When I if you go to anything like that, if you do, I know Jamie and I just did a copywriting course from Kelly. It was like $15 for a 6-week course. We can claim that on our taxes as professional development. Gifts, postage, mileage, we talked about. So postage, if you ship samples, if you ship anything. One thing I don't have on here are just office supplies. So like paper, pens, notebooks, paper clips. Your cell phone. So because this is my business, I can claim my cell phone, I can claim my Wi-Fi. And because I now have an LLC set up, I can claim my in-home office square footage. on my business deductions. So some of these things you can't do until you do maybe have an LLC. So again, check with your CPA. But we can write off the square footage of this office, the Wi-Fi for the house, cell phones, charitable donations. If you give a donation, a lot of times those are able to be a write-off as well. Let me check the chat. Yes, so anything to promote PLEXUS, that's a big one. We joke over the years, we wish we could like write off the new clothes we buy for convention or leaders retreat, but unless we use them for advertising, we can't write those off. So if you guys have any questions, you can always put them in our team thread. You can always post them on the team page. Yes, Canva, good question. What about Canva and website costs? Yes, so I pay for the Canva Professional. I bought a new laptop this year. That's going to be a business write-off. My Canva, my Zoom account, all of that you can include as your business expense. Anything you use for your business. What's another one? Oh, Adobe Acrobat was another one I just got I bought recently because I needed to be able to convert some PDFs and do more Word documents into fillable PDFs. So anything like that can be considered a business deduction. Okay. You guys have any questions about that? It is tax time. And I will tell you, I mean, the more you can think about what you can write off, the better. We brain dump all kinds of things. Now, though, that we have the business card, we've been doing this for a while, we kind of already know. But it's a huge, huge bonus at tax time when it comes to all of the things that you can claim. So, okay, we're going to hop over real quick now for the last 5 minutes of our training. We're going to talk about protein, and we're going to talk about PLEXUS Lean really quickly. If you guys follow me on social media, if you're a friend of mine, you know that I have lost 20 pounds since June. If you were with me in Pigeon Forge over the weekend, you know that I'm not on a diet. I think I had 2 Hershey chocolate bars every night while we were watching movies. And I credit all of that to protein and the reset. So protein is really, really important for every cell in our bodies. It fuels the cells, it powers our bodies, but especially for healthy weight management and weight loss, the more protein you can get during the day, the easier that's going to be. And I will tell you, I can remember I am a child of the 80s and 90s diet culture. And I will never forget back then, my mom telling me not to eat protein because protein will make you, overweight and make you gain weight. Well, that is certainly not true. Okay. So if you're looking for weight management or weight loss, you want to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound that you weigh a day. So if you weigh 140 pounds, you want to aim for 140 grams of protein. Okay. That's on the high end. The middle end, the low end of that would be a 0.5 gram. So 70 grams of protein a day per pound. And the easiest way to do that is PLEXUS Lean. Because listen, you could only eat so much like protein, whether it's plants or animals during the day. And so PLEXUS Lean is a great way to get in your protein. And that is something I have continued to do post reset. Every day I have a lean shake. It may or may not be a meal replacement. It may just be a shake to get in my protein. And a lot of times I'll have 2 a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, but I'll still eat breakfast and lunch or dinner. It's just to get in that extra protein. So PLEXUS Lean, it can be used as a meal replacement or a snack. It's got 21 vitamins and minerals. And then I want to make sure you guys know that the whey protein is actually ultra pure and it's hormone free. And then the plant-based protein comes from a pea and almond protein blend. It also has really high protein. Remember, they reformulated it over the summer to have more protein per scoop. So now we're up to over 21 grams of protein. And it's a really good source of fiber. It's got a prebiotic fiber in it, and it has digestive enzymes. So one thing I was talking about with a couple people over the weekend is some people could not do the previous lean whey protein. For whatever reason, it just didn't sit well within their stomach. In fact, our upline, Nikki Hinkle, was one of them. She could not do lean. Well, what we found out is the new reformulated lean, those people can do, and it has something to do with the digestive enzymes. They change the digestive enzymes to make them even better in the new lean. And so if you know anyone who could not do the old lean, make sure you're reaching out and letting them know that with that reformulation, they're probably going to be able to digest it and they're going to like it a lot better. It does help you cut calories. So if you use this as a meal replacement, it is going to help you cut calories while still having nutrition. A lot of times when people are trying to lose weight, they cut calories and they cut calories so much that they're losing all of this nutrition, right? Their fats, their carbs, their proteins, and their fibers. But with lean whey, or with lean, whether it's the whey or the vegan, you're not doing that. You're cutting the calories, but you're still getting all of that nutrition. And if you do 2 scoops, that's the equivalent of a meal. It has the correct ratio of fats to calories to proteins to carbs that we need for nutrition. And then, of course, I think sometimes we forget because it's been around for so long and we're still doing it. But every serving of PLEXUS Lean donates 1 meal to Feeding America. Even the protein packets that are in the reset box, those 3 packets equal 3 meals to Feeding America. Oh gosh, we have over, tens of millions of meals that we have donated. And we're a founding partner now with Feeding America. But that's something really awesome that I think we forget to talk about. That's with both the vegan and the whey. Both of them are part of the Nourish One initiative. I also like lean because kiddos love it. If you have kids that do not eat healthy all the time, I'm looking at myself because mine does not. She does not eat the recommended fiber and veggies and fruits every single day. PLEXUS Lean is an awesome way to make sure they're getting what they need. Same for older people. Like, get rid of the Ensures, get rid of the Pediasures, any of those that are full of other harmful chemicals and fake sugars and all kinds of things, and get them this PLEXUS, lean instead. It's really good. I love that you can bake with it. You guys know we have tons of recipes. PLEXUS even has a lean cookbook with all kinds of recipes. You can bake with it. You can make protein balls. You can make no-bake cookies. You can add in the Christmas time. I make hot cocoa with it. And so it's a really, really good, versatile, lean protein. And what I really love about it, it's awesome if you have time to use a blender and ice and fill it full of all kinds of pretty things and top it with whipped cream and sprinkles and make it this like gorgeous, beautiful, super duper healthy super shake. I don't do that. I'm usually having it on the go when I'm in the car running around to school or the theater. And I love that I can mix it with just water in a shaker bottle and it mixes completely. So there's no clumps and it still tastes good and creamy in just water. I don't have to add a whole bunch of stuff to it like other protein powders I used to try to make it taste good, right? So I really love PLEXUS Lean. Yes, so Mandy was just saying her doctor was talking about protein for kids since they don't eat meat, and she forgot about lean. Yes, lean is awesome for kids. Kids who are underweight, so a lot of kids who are underweight, and doctors are trying to get them a lot of calories, the doctors will tell them to eat ice cream, peanut butter, ding dongs, right? Like they will tell them to eat these calorie-rich foods that may not necessarily be healthy. Even though lean on the package says weight management series, it doesn't mean if you take lean, you're necessarily going to lose weight. So if you have a kid who's underweight and they really need more calories, get them some lean. You can even make lean pudding. You can make lean apple dip. You can make lean, all kinds of amazing, amazing recipes with lean for the kiddos. So thank you guys for being on. I will put the recording up on my YouTube later tonight. But now I want to get off here because I like to stick to our 30 minutes. Thanks for being on tonight, friends. Have a great week.